You want me to put that on my Tudor?
This one's wife. Holiday or tax haven? Hello, I'm HG Tudor. This one's wife and Harry have popped up again after their recent appearance in New York. You perhaps thought maybe they have jetted back to Monty's shit show and we've been treated to another pap walk by this one's wife. Perhaps she has been seen attending the farmer's market again or leaving the dentist. But no. This one's wife and Harry have turned up somewhere else. According to Mail Online, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex jetted to the tiny island of Canouan following a week spent promoting mental health projects in NYC. I wasn't aware that it was a week, but there we are. Ruth Stiles reports for the Mail, strolling hand in hand along the paved promenade next to a sun-splashed marina, they could be any young couple enjoying a Caribbean vacation. Young? He's 39 and she's somewhere in her 40s. But this romantic pair is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who, dailymail.com can exclusively reveal, have jetted to the tiny island of Canouan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, following a week spent promoting mental health projects in New York. A photo taken by a passerby on Friday shows the pair leaving a gourmet food store inside the Sandy Lane Yacht Club and Marina in Glossy Bay. This one's wife, 42, is wearing a simple ivory maxi dress and a ribbon Panama hat, while husband Harry, 39, is casual in navy shorts and a white TV shirt and flip-flops. Now, as you can see from the photograph, there are several things which are quite interesting about it. First of all, it's taken from behind. Secondly, where is everybody? Have they gone all Michael Jackson and cleared the resort area in order for them to have a stroll? It's rather odd that there's not a soul to be seen in this place. Furthermore, what on earth is going on with their hands? Although it's described as them walking along hand in hand, they're not. It's almost wrist on wrist. And I suspect probably what's happening here is that the grip of doom was once again unleashed to assert control over Harry through physical means, and she's missed, or quite possibly he's swatting her hand away because he's sick and tired of her keep grabbing. Indeed, what I suspect has happened here is that this one's wife has actually staged a photograph, or quite possibly they've passed somebody, and this one's wife has the expectation that a photograph would be taken of her because, after all, it's her, and everybody wants to take a photograph of her because she's so interesting. And therefore, with that expectation, this one's wife has then reached out to grab Harry's hand to ensure that it appears on the photograph that they're walking along hand in hand, and either he's swatted her hand away or she's missed as she has sought to grab him, again putting on appearances for the sake of the photograph. It's rather weird that there's nobody else around, and we know that she regularly engages in the staging of photographs, so it wouldn't be a surprise if something like that has happened here. The Mail continues by explaining that the pair were without children Archie 4 and 2-year-old Lilibet. More about that in a separate video about the fact that they've travelled without the children, so you can learn more about that in due course, and were affectionate with each other according to the onlooker. The source told dailymail.com they looked happy. As Harry walked out of the shop, he slightly bumped into one of the barrels outside, and they both giggled, and this one's wife reached for his hand. They just looked very happy to be having a holiday together. This one's wife and Harry had been shopping at Fay, an upmarket grocery store that bills itself as offering an exclusive selection of fresh, seasonal, organic products, from vegetables to cheeses, sweets, seafood, and exclusive meat cuts imported from France. Fascinating stuff. After browsing the shelves, the couple enjoyed a stroll along the promenade before boarding a luxury tender that whisked them away towards Canoan's north shore. The tiny Caribbean island is just 3 miles wide, but has a reputation for being the place where billionaires go to escape millionaires. Well, why are they going then? Due to its gorgeous sandy beaches and a handful of upscale resorts. Options include the glamorous Canoan Estate Resort and Villas, the Mandarin Oriental, and the Soho Beach House Canoan. Aha! I think the plot thins there. Apparently, rooms at the Mandarin Oriental start at $837 and rise to more than $9,000 a night for the property's lavish 4-bedroom villa, while the Soho Beach House is a relative snip at $1,200 for its most luxurious room. Although members like this one's wife get a discount and pay $1,020 per night. This one's wife has long been associated with the Soho House properties due to her long-standing friendship with Marcus Anderson, the lifestyle club chain's chief membership officer. Canoan is popular with many of the couple's friends and acquaintances, with George Clooney and his wife Amal. I wouldn't say they were friends and acquaintances. They were being NFI'd by them recently. More on that later. Other fans of Canoan apparently include Robert Downey Jr. and Leonardo DiCaprio, both of whom have been known to vacation there. Well, that's a little bit of information about Canoan, but what were they actually doing there? Were they having a break? Or were they up to something else? Were they perhaps looking to take advantage of the fact that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a tax haven? According to a website, Offshore Protection, one of the strongest reasons for choosing St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a tax haven in which to base your offshore company is the Preservation of Confidential Relationships, International Finance Act 1996. Designed to address the privacy trepidations of those setting up an IBC in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this important piece of legislation stipulates the most stringent confidentiality law on the planet today. Also referred to as St. Vincent, or SVG, this small but mighty sovereign nation is one of only 3 countries in the world with general financial privacy laws, which are aimed at protecting against disclosure of confidential information to any other jurisdiction in the world. Release of confidential information is strictly prohibited and only permitted in cases where criminal legal action, as determined by laws of both the foreign jurisdiction and St. Vincent, is underway against an offender in another country. In no way are disclosures allowed simply due to infringements of a jurisdiction's tax code or revenue regulations. A former British Crown colony, which gained its independence in 1979 and has enjoyed political stability since that time, St. Vincent is a parliamentary democracy with laws based on English common law. The language of government, commerce, as well as its principal spoken language is English. St. Vincent has a strong banking system that allows for non-residents to open an offshore bank account with minimal hassle, no in-person requirements, low fees, all in multiple currencies. St. Vincent has an open economy. The government has been successfully working towards diversifying an economy that at one time was overly dependent on the fruit exports. The country has strong economic ties with the United States, Canada, China, members of the EU, and other countries in the Eastern Caribbean. For those seeking a sovereign overseas jurisdiction offering the strictest secrecy and confidentiality advantages over other countries, St. Vincent may be just the right place. Thus, a St. Vincent International Business Company may well be what's being looked for in terms of international trading and investment activities, asset protection, buying and selling goods, ownership of intellectual property, franchising and licensing. Perhaps this one's wife is out there sniffing around for a St. Vincent International Business Company to link into the forthcoming expected merchandising of the Return of the Tig. Or maybe they were just having another break together. Either way, there they are, ensuring that they're photographed, ensuring that the world knows about it, that ordinarily you would be able to go to such a place and keep it quiet. But Harry's wife, or this one's wife, as I'm now calling her for the moment, doesn't want that, does she? She wants to, as always, driven by her narcissism, to be talked about. She wants the picture to appear. Of course, the reaction of most people to seeing it is this: it's staged. But that doesn't really matter for her, because she still gets spoken about and receives fuel. Admittedly, it's challenge fuel, and where she sees suggestions that it's staged, she will just dismiss that. But the point is, she cannot even go to somewhere that is meant to be fairly secret, either in terms of just a getaway to spend some time together, or perhaps for business reasons, without bringing it to the attention of the world. And this is the reason why she repeatedly fucks up. The mid-range nature of her narcissism excels at achieving the prime aims within the moment, but then creates repeated collateral consequences for her. I'll leave it to you to make up your own minds as to what she was doing there. Was it just a break with the ginger poodle, or was she sniffing out potential for hiding away more of her financial information and doings? The fact is, she ensured that the world knew that she was there and that she was seen, and that it managed the facade of having a lovely time there with Harry. Once again, all about her narcissism driving her behaviour. Next, I'll be discussing the fact that once again the gruesome twosome have gone somewhere without their children. Join me there.